All right, before we move on to looking at our personal budget a little bit more, I want to remind you of PEMDAS, the order of operations, right? So you learned this in elementary school at some point, or possibly as late as middle school, but probably in elementary school. So Excel uses the correct order of operations from math, just like you should do when you do it by hand, right? So parentheses first, so anything that's in parentheses, it'll do it. Then exponents, then multiplication and division at the same time, and then addition and subtraction, right? So we just have to keep that in mind, that if we are trying to come up with a formula that we in ourselves, that we keep the order of operations straight in our heads, all right? So let's all right, we're back to our personal budget. All right, so one thing that we want to look at is last year's budget per month, right? So for rent, we spent a total of $13,800. How much is that a month? Well, the easy way to do that, right, is to divide by however many months there are in a year, 12. So again, we can start off by doing equal. I arrowed over to A4. And then that's going to be a relative reference. And then divide by 12. So a lot of times we do not necessarily want to hard code, but when we're doing stuff with how many months there are in a year, how many weeks there are in a year, how many quarters there are, right? That's generally okay to go ahead and hard code it as a 12 for months. So I'm going to do that. Right? So $1,150 last year. Looks like our rent this year went up, right? Because it's $1,200 over here. We see to the right. All right. So now I could do that. I could do the same thing, right? Equal, arrow over, divide by 12, all the way down, right? That's kind of boring, right? We could try to autofill it, which is, remember, you move your mouse all the way to the bottom right-hand corner, double-click. To do this, all the merged cells will be the same size. Uh-oh, I don't want it to do that, right? So that's not good. So maybe I could click and drag it down. If I do this, you will notice something, perhaps, right here, that border at the bottom of cell C15 is no longer bold like all the other ones were. So I don't like that, right? So what if I just copy, Control-C, select the cells, and do Control-V to paste? Will my formatting stay the same? No, again, it got rid of that bold line. So if I'm a stickler for this, right, I want it to stay bold like it is now, then we have another option, which is I can copy it. I've already got it copied, but I'll copy it again, Control-C. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these cells, and I'm going to hit Control-Alt-V for Paste Special, right? And now I just say formulas, right? So I don't want the formulas and the number formats, right? I just want the formulas. Click OK. And now the bold stays there, and if I click into any one of these, I see that it's doing the right thing, right? All right, I can see all the formulas all the way down. I got to show all formulas by hitting the Control tilde, or grave accent. It actually is, but I like to think of it as tilde. Right? So that's working. So that's one thing we can do, right, is we can do paste special. You could also, from here, Control-C, right, if I want to do from paste, you can also do, find it up here where it's formulas right there, right, and it would do the same thing, right? It keeps the bold at the bottom. I'm more of a keyboard guy, so I do Control-Alt-V for paste special.